For most airports, mountains are something pilots avoid. At Paro, they are part of the runway. This is one of the few places on Earth where the landscape dictates every move a pilot makes. Before you understand the airport, you have to understand the problem. Modern aviation prefers space. Paro has almost none. Most international airports are designed around aircraft. This one was designed around a valley. The available land was limited. The mountains were not. From above, the challenge becomes obvious. Before you understand the airport, you have to understand the problem. Tower, confirm wind shear report.
Negative wind shear reported.
Roger. Continue approach visual, runway 03. Every kilometer of this flight is shaped by geography. Nature sets the rules. Aviation adapts. The airport is not the main character here. And those mountains create a problem every pilot immediately recognizes. There is very little room for mistakes. The valley offered just enough space for an airport. Everything here exists because engineers accepted the limits of the terrain. Even on the ground, the mountains never disappear. Welcome to Paro International. Enjoy your stay in Bhutan. How do you safely bring a passenger aircraft into a place like this? The answer is not bigger infrastructure. The answer starts with understanding the risk. Because this airport is difficult for a reason. The challenge is not the airport. The challenge is everything around it. Bhutan could not move the mountains. It had to work around them. The solution began by accepting a simple reality. The landscape would always be in control. There was no perfect location, only the least impossible one. Every meter of usable land mattered. This airport was never designed to dominate the valley. Hi there! We're introducing a new feature where I can read this aloud in a natural, human-like voice. Infrastructure solved part of the problem.
Keep it steady. Approach is clear.
Affirmative. Locked on.
Preparing to land.
Touchdown achieved. Great landing. Because landing here requires something unusual. Tower, requesting final approach clear for landing.
Cleared for final approach runway 27, wind 300 at 7 knots.
Roger, proceeding with final approach runway 27. Sure, we have a high margin of error. Do not rely on standard approach protocols here.
Gear is down and locked. Flaps set.
Roger, stay focused on the terrain. The valley becomes part of the procedure. Every decision happens within limits. That is why training becomes so important. Not every pilot is allowed to fly here. Experience alone is not enough.
Landing gear down, flaps full.
Final approach stabilized.
Touchdown. Reverse thrust engaged.
Clear to taxi to gate. Discipline matters. Landing gear down and locked.
Check.
Spoilers armed.
Verified.
500 feet. The airport works because pilots adapt to the valley. The system exists. The training exists. The airport exists. Now comes the proof. Against all expectations, it works. Not because the valley became easier. But because people learned how to work within its limits.
Landing gear down and locked.
Flaps 25.
Checking airspeed, we're good.
Runway is clear, beautiful approach. The challenge does not disappear when the wheels touch the ground. Yet flights continue. Day after day. The journey begins now. Look out over the valley, the majestic mountains awaiting. We are connecting Bhutan to the outside world. A connection that would be far more difficult without this airport. Which raises another question. Why keep operating in such a difficult place? Because some locations are too important to ignore. Landing confirmed on runway 25.
Roger that. Welcome to Paro.
Thank you. The result is one of aviation's most remarkable operations. Not because it is the largest, not because it is the most advanced, but because it exists where logic suggests it should not. Welcome to Paro International, where the mountains welcome you home. We'll be on the ground shortly. Prepare for landing. Flying this approach, especially with these mountains, is a challenge I'll never forget. Most people saw mountains. Today, we're seeing a successful landing in one of the world's most challenging terrains. Engineers and pilots saw a possibility. The mountains remain. The limitation does not.